God says, my beloved child, in this sacred moment, heaven has paused all else to speak directly into your spirit. You've been waiting for a sign, haven't you? You've been asking in silence, behind closed doors, with trembling hands and sleepless nights, Lord, is there anything good coming for me? Will my waiting ever be rewarded? Am I forgotten in the divine economy of heaven? And now God says, no, you are not forgotten. No, you are not abandoned. No, you have not been overlooked. In fact, a release has just been issued under your name. Not by man. Not by system. But by heaven's treasury itself. God says, you have already received the money. Not that it is coming. Not that it is being considered. But it is done. Approved. Sealed. Allocated. You just haven't seen it yet with earthly eyes. But in the unseen, in the realm where angels move and records are written in glory, your name is marked. Your file is open. And what was once withheld is now in motion. Archangel Michael stands with his hand over the scroll, and the number written is not a small token, it is provision for restoration, for relocation, for redemption. This is not just money. This is God placing dignity back into your hands. This is compensation for silent suffering. This is repayment for all the times they laughed while you struggled. For all the times you sowed seeds in secret and no one noticed. But heaven noticed. Heaven counted every tear. Heaven recorded every time you gave even when you had little. And now, God says, this money is yours. But hear this deeply, this isn't about greed. This isn't about vanity. This is about what God promised. Because before you were even born, God set aside resources for you. And the enemy tried everything, delay, debt, discouragement, to make you think it would never come. But heaven has pushed past the interference. The chains are broken. The transaction is active. And the miracle is assigned to your household. You have 3 minutes, not because heaven is impatient, but because this is a window. A prophetic opening. A divine moment where all the spiritual traffic lights have turned green. And what you do in this moment will echo through the realms. Will you say, yes, Lord, I believe? Or will you pass it by like every other moment, telling yourself, maybe it's for someone else? No, my child. This one is for you. My beloved, listen not with your ears, but with the depth of your spirit. You have been walking through this life carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. You've paid emotional tolls in silent currency, disappointment, betrayal, abandonment, and still, you chose not to harden your heart. That decision, that quiet, humble obedience, has just shaken heaven. And the Father says, the reward has already landed in your name. It is not pending. It is not under review. It has been released. But not in the way the world understands. This is not just a physical currency. This is wealth tied to purpose. Finances tied to healing. Provision tied to promotion. What heaven has dropped into your account will cause every crooked road to be made straight. It will send answers into rooms where your name was mocked. It will shift how you walk, how you think, how you love again. And here's the truth heaven wants you to hear clearly: this money is connected to your assignment. God is not funding your fear. He is funding your freedom. This is why the attack was never about your wallet, it was about your voice. Because if you ever had enough, if you ever stood on your feet again, you'd become dangerous to darkness. You'd lift others. You'd speak with boldness. You'd break chains. So they tried to keep you tired, doubting, drained, but heaven says, not anymore. This moment, this message, this divine interruption, it's your spiritual receipt. The angels have already carried the confirmation. Archangel Michael has already stepped into realms you don't see to clear the way. Someone tried to delay this. Someone tried to reroute the blessing. But God overruled their strategy. He rewrote the outcome. Now God is asking you something so small yet so sacred: open your heart. Just for these next few minutes, stop fighting the voice in your head that tells you, it's not real, it's too late, it's too big for someone like me. Those voices are not of God. Those voices were sent to rob you of this moment. And heaven is watching to see if your spirit still believes in miracles. You've waited long enough. Now believe loud enough. Because when you do, you'll see how quickly heaven responds. Child of light, God is speaking in a tone only your spirit can truly decode. This is not about coins or currency. This is about completion. It is about restoring to you what was taken, blocked, delayed, or forgotten. That financial release was never just about meeting needs, it was about unlocking destiny. What heaven has now sent is not just provision for survival. It's seed for something sacred, something generational, something eternally marked with your name on it. You see, when you cried quietly asking God if He still remembers you, angels were already being dispatched. When you looked at the empty balance and whispered, God, I trust you anyway, something powerful shifted. Because faith in famine is louder than praise in abundance. That faith you showed, even while broken, even while doubting, became a key in the Spirit. And that key has just opened a door you didn't even know existed. A heavenly vault. A divine chamber. And inside it, restoration of everything you thought was lost. Your ancestors are watching. Those who prayed before you, who sacrificed for your bloodline, they are watching this moment unfold in joy. The harvest they hoped for, the breakthrough they dreamed of, the release they never lived to see, it's falling into your hands now. But not so you can brag. Not so you can hide. It's falling into your life so that you can become what they could not. So you can break every curse. So you can become the answer to a generation. Yes, that money you've received is tied to so much more than wealth. It's tied to healing relationships. To starting movements. To feeding others. To walking in confidence again. It is tied to your identity. Heaven never blesses without purpose. And now that your spirit has aligned, now that your heart has returned to its original posture of belief, God is doing what He's always wanted to do for you: reward your endurance. There are people who laughed at you when you were down. There are people who dismissed you because you didn't have the look, or the name, or the numbers. But heaven is rewriting the narrative now. The very ones who overlooked you will soon witness the overflow in your life. The same ones who said you were too late will see that God saved the best for last. Because this miracle is not flashy. It's holy. And it has your fingerprint written all over it. My beloved child, the moment you opened this message, the vibration of your life began to shift. Something unseen, yet undeniable, started moving in your atmosphere. Because this isn't just about money, it's about alignment. It's about your soul stepping into the exact moment that heaven has been preparing for you. You've walked through seasons where your name was not called, doors remained closed, and help never showed. But the delay wasn't a denial, it was preparation. Because what God is releasing into your hands now is so precious, it couldn't be given to your old version. You've been refined. You've been crushed. You've been reshaped in silence. People didn't see the nights you stayed awake, not because you didn't want to sleep, but because the weight on your shoulders was too heavy to carry. And yet, here you are, still standing. Still faithful. Still reaching. That is why heaven has sent this specific miracle. That is why this release has your name stitched into its core. The money is symbolic, but the blessing is prophetic. What's been unlocked carries solutions for your next season. The resources coming into your life now are not just for bills or basic needs. No, this is kingdom funding. This is heaven backing your name. You're about to finance freedom. You're about to walk into rooms that your family never thought possible. You're about to step into partnerships that don't make sense on paper, but heaven already signed the agreement. And listen to me, this is the part they don't tell you, the money is coming with clarity. You will know what to do. You will know who to trust. You will know what to build. God is not blessing you and leaving you confused. This is not chaos disguised as increase. No. This is divine structure. God is handing you blueprints. Heaven is giving you insight. Every decision you make from this moment forward will carry the aroma of divine timing and supernatural wisdom. And those who used to doubt your calling, they will begin to respect your presence. Because money may enter your hands, but it's your light that will leave the deepest impression. You're not rising to show off. You're rising to show what God can do with a surrendered soul. Breathe, beloved. You don't have to chase what's already yours. This is your season of receiving. Just promise me one thing, when the overflow arrives, don't forget the altar that built you. God says, my child, I need you to understand something very sacred. You are not being blessed just because you prayed. You are being blessed because you were positioned. You waited in the wilderness when others rushed ahead. You stayed humble when others tried to buy their elevation. You kept sowing seeds while walking through dry seasons, and heaven has not forgotten the sound of your silent obedience. That is why the money, the miracle, the overflow, the divine connection, it's not delayed. It's on time. This is your harvest moment. This is the season where the unseen angels who walked with you during your tears are now rejoicing, for what was once withheld is being poured without measure. You are standing in front of a financial gate that was locked to generations before you, but God has placed the key in your spirit. The wealth that's arriving now is not just for luxury, it's for legacy. You are being positioned to undo cycles of poverty, to erase the stains of lack, to create a spiritual financial inheritance for the children and the children's children who will walk after you. And let me whisper this to your soul, the wealth is not arriving randomly. It is strategic. Heaven timed this to collide with your maturity. You know how to protect it now. You know how to hear the voice of the Spirit now. You don't need to ask 20 people what to do, you're learning to go straight to the throne, and God is answering swiftly. The money you're receiving has a purpose, and that purpose is being downloaded into your heart even as you hear this. Someone you never imagined is about to call your name. A person who holds influence, who carries keys, who sits in rooms you've prayed to enter, they are being spiritually stirred to remember you. To mention you. To open a door you couldn't force open with your effort. This is not favoritism. This is prophecy unfolding. But now hear me clearly, don't rush. Just because the money has been released does not mean you must move fast. Sometimes, blessings arrive early so your heart has time to align with heaven's calendar. Be still. Be prayerful. Be wise. Not every opportunity is a door. Not every offer is divine. But what God is preparing for you, it will carry His fingerprint. It will speak peace the moment it shows up. Your spirit already knows, this is different. This is sacred. This is a heaven-backed financial elevation, and it's yours. My beloved child. There is something very few will ever understand. The money I have sent to you is not just currency, it is confirmation. Confirmation that I have been watching you when you thought no one saw. Confirmation that your sacrifices were not in vain. Confirmation that your name was whispered in rooms of glory while you were still surviving in silence. You cried in corners, you tithed when you had little, you helped others while you yourself were needing help, and now the heavens respond in full. This financial miracle is not a lottery. It is a reward from the throne. And even more than money, I am giving you a revelation. The revelation of who you are, what you carry, and how your obedience has shifted the atmosphere. You were sent to break generational curses. You were sent to rewrite what lack tried to engrave into your family's future. And now, through this release, I am giving you divine tools to rebuild what was torn down before you. You may not see the full picture yet, but I have already gone ahead of you. I have placed your name on divine approvals. I have placed your identity in the heart of someone who is waking up with an unexplainable urge to bless you. Your name will appear in a conversation that holds the next key. A sudden invitation. A random message. A check you didn't expect. An account you thought was closed being reactivated. I am not only giving, you are about to overflow. You see, the reason this moment feels heavy is because your soul already knows, this is sacred. You're not just receiving money, you're stepping into prophetic alignment. You're walking into your Esther moment. Your Joseph moment. Your pressed down, shaken together, running over moment. And you must not be casual about this. You must not treat this like a coincidence. You must pause, acknowledge me, and walk forward with reverence. Use what I give you with wisdom. Don't allow guilt to make you shrink. Don't allow shame to tell you you're unworthy. You are my chosen one. You are the one I trusted this gift with. And now, it's time to steward the miracle. The same way you were faithful with little, I am trusting you with much. Speak this out loud right now, child. God, I receive what you've released. I will not waste it. I will protect it. I will use it for your glory. Amen. You were not forgotten. You were not overlooked. You were being prepared. And now, as the heavens pour, you will know this was never just about money, it was always about purpose. My beloved. Can you feel it now? The air around you has changed. Something is shifting in the unseen. Not just spiritually, even the physical atmosphere is catching up to what I've already released in the spirit. There's a ripple moving toward you, a divine wave carrying provision, breakthroughs, sudden clarity, and yes, the money you were meant to receive. But this is not just money. This is a restoration of time. I am paying you back not in coins only, but in divine currency, peace, honor, and days without sorrow. They thought you were finished. They counted you out when you had nothing. Some even mocked your faith when you said, God will provide. But oh, if only they knew what I was arranging behind the veil. If only they could hear the sound of angels echoing your name in the vaults of heaven. Because I, the Lord your God, have not only released your name, I have announced your name. And when I announce a name, doors don't open gently, they burst open. Chains don't just fall, they shatter loudly. And those who overlooked you will soon ask, how did this happen for them? This miracle carries evidence. It carries proof that I do not lie, and that my promises are not delayed, they are always on time. You waited when others rushed. You prayed when others gave up. You believed when logic said to doubt. And because of that, this moment is yours. I am not sending this to the loudest. I'm sending this to the faithful. You. The quiet one. The one who prayed in the dark. The one who gave when no one clapped. The one who stayed humble when pride tried to grow in your soil. I chose you. Now hear this clearly, my child. Your bank account is about to reflect what heaven already decided. That money that's been held back is being released. That opportunity you almost gave up on is circling back. That investor, that employer, that stranger, that unexpected helper, they are about to find you. You will not chase this blessing. It is already chasing you. You won't need to beg. I will cause it to be placed in your hands with such clarity, you'll weep knowing it could only have been me. And this money is not meant to only upgrade your life, it's to unlock others too. You're called to carry favor, not just for yourself, but to fund healing, support dreams, and plant seeds that will bless generations. Don't say you're not ready. I made you ready. The very fire that tried to break you became the training ground for your anointing. You didn't just survive the storm. You became a stormbreaker. And now, as your pockets fill, so will your purpose. Pause right now. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and say this to me. God, I receive this not just with my hands, but with my heart. I will use it wisely. I will protect it. I know this money carries your fingerprint. Amen. This is your confirmation. This is your permission. This is your divine beginning. What you do from this point forward will make eternal impact.